Welcome to another episode of the Yo What's Up podcast. Today we're talking about the USAID and all the fraud that this Doge is finding out. And I'll tell you, hi Yella, every politician in our lifetime has always said, I'm going to go line by line and I'm going to get rid of all the waste. I'm going to get rid of all the corruption. And none of them ever do it. And finally, we have Donald Trump, President Trump, is the first one in our lifetime that's actually going line by line and letting you and I and everybody out there know what the government is spending our hard-earned tax dollars on. And it's shocking. And we're going to talk about that next on Yo What's Up? What's up? Let's get right into it. Let's hear the White House press secretary, Pam. Is it Pam Bondi? No, it's not Pam Bondi. What's her name?
No,
What's this girl's
27-year-old that's married to a 60-year-old.
Yeah, she's 27, married to a 6-year-old. Well, that doesn't matter, but I can't remember. What's her name?
Ambitious. Ambitious. Let's call her ambitious.
I can't remember. I like her, too.
Ambitious.
She's cool. Let's hear what she got to say about this USAID.
Continue to be on our hearts, and the president and this administration are committed to ensuring that these individuals get the funding that they need. And I would just say a strong message to Democrats who are out there pretending to be outraged about the long list of crap that this administration is cutting, federal waste and funding, like $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. I could go on, and I'm happy to provide this list to every single one of you. Democrats are outraged that the American people want to be, they want their taxpayers going to good uses, not stuff like this. But then they're very quiet about the fact that there are still North Carolinians and people in California who have lost everything. And in the last 4 years, this federal government did nothing to help them. This president will continue to put Americans first. And I think the successes of this week so far speak to that. And it's only Wednesday. So I'll see you guys later this week, and we'll see you this afternoon. Thank you.
The thing that I thought that she said was really, really important was there are people who don't have homes in North Carolina. There are people who don't have homes still in Maui. There are people who don't have homes in California. And you are giving away billions and billions of dollars to other countries for freaking nonsense. I don't care about a transgender book that you're making in Kazakhstan. I don't care about Sesame Street in Iraq. I don't care about all these things that they're sending money to when they should be sending that money to those Americans that are out of homes, that have lost their job, that have everything in their house gone. And you're giving money away like this? And you're calling it aid? Because it ain't aid. No one needs the aid. People like you and me and who've lost their house, who've lost everything. That's who needs it.
Come on, Straight Black.
That's who needs it.
Come on, Straight Black. I mean, it's been around for a long time. Both parties haven't said anything.
And finally somebody said it.
I am happy that there is some accountability. I don't like the person who's leading it. I don't think anyone who's already took government funding for his company when he was sleeping in the office and almost lost everything. Now he gets to look at everything and who gets money, who doesn't.
But he's making it all transparent.
And
you get to see it. I get to see it.
And he got, and he just, one of his, workers had to resign because he was caught saying all sorts of racist stuff.
I don't care about that.
To get to the USAID, no. Why are we spending $20 million when we have technology that should only cost maybe $100,000 to put Sesame Street in?
It's the grift because people are making money off it.
I am happy that we have some accountability. But what the White House don't understand is that we have different, as we call, shells, and they operate for our intelligence and other very critical information. And remember, I said it's all about the money. And we use it, that USAID as a shell, as a blank check to buy influence. And we do things by either, giving them food, doing that, and getting into a certain society.
But see,
so there's more to what USAID is all about. And if we destroy it, we're going to lose all our scouts. We're going to lose all our people who are getting the good intelligence through doing work as in healthcare and doing other work. And basically,
they're not getting rid of everything. They're getting rid of the BS.
He's gonna chop it.
He's getting rid of the BS,
and I'm happy. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that too. But I'm just saying that you got a guy who took billions.
So this is the thing.
Money.
Stop looking at who's doing it. See, that's the thing. That's an excuse.
That's not.
Wait, listen. Wait, listen. It's an excuse.
To do it.
It's an excuse. First of all, we haven't had it done. Okay? I don't care who's doing it. I don't. It's the most important thing that it's being done.
You win that argument.
You get to see.
Okay. No,
you're being fully transparent.
I made my statement.
You get to see what these people are spending your money on. You didn't get to see that before.
No, we both want accountability. I've said it. I've been on record even with the city and all the so. You win this argument on that one, but I said it clearly. I don't like the person who's running. This guy took all.
And why is everybody? Here's another thing. And you tell me. Nazi. Here's another thing. Why is everybody hating on this dude? You don't hate Nazi. Wait, you don't hate George Soros?
He's a Nazi.
He's the one who's destroying all the cities around the country.
Listen,
and he's been doing it for years. He's getting all these stupid DAs in office that are soft on crime.
No.
You don't got nothing to say about them?
No, Elon.
You got nothing to say about Soros? Or what about that other idiot?
Guess what?
With the vaccines. What about him?
One of Soros's guys is working for Trump. He used to work for Soros, the head of the Treasury.
Okay, I didn't.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
he was.
But I'm asking you, why is all this hate going against Elon?
Guy.
What's all the hate?
He started the hate. No one started to hate on Elon.
What's the hate?
Elon is the one initiating hate.
What hate?
Hiring hate. Listen, he's on record plenty of times. Also, the Nazi salute with him. That is such a Nazi salute.
That was not.
I know a Nazi salute.
I saw that. He hit his heart first.
He hit his
heart first. My heart goes out to you.
Even the Europeans.
Come on.
In Germany.
And guess what?
And listen, he always puts his hand up like this.
Guess what?
Every time he talks, he goes like this.
Okay, guess what?
He goes like this.
Guess what?
I tell you.
They showed Obama. They showed George Bush, they showed Biden, they showed all kinds of people doing the same thing. You can make, if anybody makes it like this. Listen. He went like this. He went like this and he went like that. He's like, my heart's out to you. My heart's out to you. There are people in the audience. He wasn't like in a room like us going, Kyle.
Do you understand the hand? Do you understand the hand? You don't know nothing. You need to check on your Nazi thing.
I don't think so.
Let me tell you. Elon Musk, in my opinion, Elon Musk used to be a good guy.
I don't think so.
But I think he got really upset, and he's on the dark side right now. He's on the dark side right now. He's on the dark side. He needs to.
You guys are mad.
You need to find the truth and find love. You're serving this hate. You're gonna hurt your own business. Okay. And I tell you right now,
he's not hating.
I know, Elon, you're better than that. I know you are better than that.
Okay. Now that you've got it all out your system and you can take a deep breath. Elon used to be a Democrat. He was here in San Francisco. He was part of the team. You ran him out of the party. Okay? You ran the richest guy in the world out of your party. And the reason why all of you are having crocodile tears is because you had him and you fucked it up.
I'm not a Democrat.
Well, you used to be. You had him and you fucked it up.
No.
And now he's on the other team, and now you're all crying like, why is he doing this?
No one's crying. No one's crying. Listen, he is going to. He's going to do exactly what.
And that's what the Democrats do.
He's going to shoot himself in the foot. I guarantee you, he's going to choke on his own vomit.
People don't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party leaves them, and they're leaving people behind because of the way they are being elitist, because of the way they're being higher than thou, because of the way that they're talking down to people, because of the way that they're not doing their freaking job and they're just talking and theater. Do your freaking job. And your job is to make America, I can't believe I'm going to freaking say this, but I'm going to say it. Your job is to make America great again. Your job is to make your city great again. Your job is to make your state great again. And all you do is theatrics, and you never deliver on anything. And that's why people are so upset at your party, and you are still on that same damn thing. You were out here protesting about corruption.
Who was protesting?
You didn't see all those Democrats out in front of the USAID office protesting and screaming? And yeah, they did. It was on all the news. Well, here's another one. Wait, did you hear about this one? Did you hear about this one? They gave Politico $15 million. They got records of money going to Politico, to the New York Times, and to all these other outlets. How does that keep them independent? How does that keep them saying the news how it's supposed to be?
Okay.
They're skewing their news to Democratic causes because they're getting money from the damn Democrats.
How many times?
That's my money.
How many times I have to tell you, you won this argument? Because I like accountability too. But I'm just telling you right now, okay? We have a leadership. We're getting rid of DEI, getting rid of a lot of different things. And I'm not comfortable where this country is going.
I am. And I'll tell you why. We've had 4 years of bullshit. Listen, that dude wasn't even in charge. His lackeys were in charge. The people, the deep state was in charge of the Biden regime.
Okay, but guess what?
100%.
Guess who was?
We know that Trump is in charge right now.
8 years and had a chance to really put America back.
Obama did. I mean, he didn't do shit. You know what?
Thank you.
Okay.
So if anything,
I know we're getting a little off track, and that's okay.
No, but
that's okay. This is what I think about Obama. The first 4 years, I get it. You're the first black president. You don't want no drama. You want to be cool. You want to be accepted. You don't want no waves. I mean, the biggest thing about Obama, as far as corruption, was he wore like a tan suit. You know, they were talking about his suit. Like, why is he wearing that tan suit? Like, doesn't he know he shouldn't wear tan in the spring? But that was his biggest thing. So he did good with that. There was no corruption. There was nobody getting up on charges. Nobody left. Everybody was doing their job, and the country was singing along, you know, Obama songs and shit. Now the 4 years, I get that. Now your second 4 years, that's when you get to work, because you ain't getting another 4 years. These are your last 4 years. So get the job done for bringing the middle class up, for not being in wars, for actually doing economic good for the country, doing good for the country. That's when you are on your last four, they can't get rid of you.
Dude, he didn't even go after the.
He didn't do any of that.
Go after the domestic terrorists.
Nope.
Which would have helped us at least squeeze them down. He didn't even go after any cold cases.
Nope.
In the 60s and 70s.
None of that.
A lot of in the South.
There's so much he could have done.
That was sitting in Hoovers, the race-ass Hoovers. He didn't even talk about, there's so many things he missed and had an opportunity.
But guess what?
To put racism.
Guess what, brother?
In the corner.
He had another chance. You know where he had another chance? Under the Biden 4 years. Because they said he was the puppet master for those Biden 4 years. So he had another chance to do right. And what did he do? They made transgender this and transgender that. The head. I mean, that when you thought of the Democratic Party, that's all you thought about.
That was crazy.
Transgender
That was crazy.
this, and you saw men beating up women and men hitting volleyballs in the women's face and all this stuff.
They lost the message.
That was ridiculous.
They lost the message big time because I believe in freedom and
so he had
justice.
12 years of wasted time.
I believe in freedom and justice for all, but at the same time, you can't expect Americans to pay for someone else's choice.
No.
Number one. Number two, you can't take a population that's less than
1% or 1%.
1/4 of 1%.
Yeah.
And take that and make it your national, message. So
ridiculous.
it shows you who was really running
The far
Washington.
Far right.
It was
Left.
Scott Weiner and his
Scott
boys.
Weiner. Yep.
Okay, of San Francisco. So San Francisco do have a lot of power if you think about it, because a lot of that, a lot of the stuff from San Francisco was the lead message for the national. And we live in a bubble here, and that's not. You were scared of shit. Leave kids alone.
And
okay.
You can't arrest people for protesting at school board meetings and saying that they want to be involved in their children's education. And we've got a little bit off topic on this USAID, but it goes all into it because of the corruption, because of the angst and the upsetness that the American people have of how the Democrats ran things. And people are so upset at Democrats that if they keep up with this message, because they haven't changed, they're saying the same crap, they're gonna lose the White House for a while.
They it's all about the money. They raised $1 billion
more. They raised $1 billion,
right? So
1.7 billion more than Trump raised.
And they think that was that message. That's a lie. People just didn't want Trump. They wanted something different. But see, the Democrat, they were so elitist and so arrogant that they basically, how much money they probably really gave to Kamala to spend after they collected $1 billion. They only probably gave her $300 million to work with, and they kept the rest.
And what's coming
I'm tell
out
you right now, the Democratic Party is just using it to collect their purse, and then they need to get rid of all the people who are involved in the last campaign. They should not have.
No, they shouldn't have any jobs.
Seat at the table.
Oh, you know what's wrong is, how are you as a Democratic Party out in front of the USAID offices talking about we will win? What will you win?
Nothing. Just like you didn't.
What are you singing about?
Yeah.
What are you chanting about? Are you championing corruption? Are you championing all the waste that is going on? They're showing the American people the waste that Congress and the Senate is doing, and you're championing that? That's what you're fighting for? That's the hill you want to die on.
Just like criminals, illegal criminals.
Yeah, you want to die on that hill?
And that's why the Democrats are going to continue to lose. They are off message.
Outrageous.
And I don't understand how even the Democratic population is even voting for these type of leaders. They don't have your interest at heart. All.
No.
Okay, and it's all about the money. Okay, and they need to wake up. The Democratic Party needs to wake up, and the voters there need to wake up and get rid of these people, man. And they old as hell now. You need new, young, vibrant people, man. I mean, so I'm glad I'm independent.
Here's another thing.
I'm so glad I'm independent.
The thing that Doge is showing, not only is it showing all the waste that the government's been doing. We are $32 trillion in debt. And it's easy to see that $1 trillion each year is spent on BS. Has nothing to do with making the country run better. Has nothing to do with roads and bridges and schools. It's all these pet projects. It's all these things to unstabilize other governments. It's all these things to promote, hedonism, really. You shouldn't be promoting.
Nepotism.
Wait, I'm a Catholic. Okay, so I don't think you should be out there promoting transgenderism to the world. I don't think that's a thing. That's not a good product to represent to the world, to say that you should have plays about transgenderism and musicals and all this. And that's what that they've been showing that we've been paying for. I don't think that's cool. I don't think that anything other than the nuclear family should be promoted, because they keep saying, on one hand, they say that we don't have enough population, and then on the other hand, they say that we have too much population. It's kind of strange. The depopulation people say there's too many people in the world. Then the other people say, well, we don't have enough workers to work. We need more kids. People need to have more kids. But you can't have more kids if you're promoting men and men being together, if you're promoting women becoming men and men becoming women. You can't have kids because you're promoting to destroy the nuclear family. You're promoting that. So if you're promoting that, then that's the results you get, because certain people are very, you can persuade them. And they're getting these little, there's women out there, I know some of these women, I've worked with them. They go out, they're lesbians, and they go out and try to change straight women to being lesbian. And I know some gay men who go out and try to target straight men and try to turn them gay.
Yeah,
and they think it's a game. They think it's a challenge.
Oh, yeah. It's their challenge.
Yeah, they get off on that. And it's strange to me.
Yeah, like I said, I believe in freedom and justice for all, but I'm not paying for your choice. That's your choice. Stop attacking. And we should not be sending money to other cultures. They don't want that. Okay, Afghanistan don't want that. Iraq don't want. Stop trying to force feed people other cultures. You want to test it out? Yeah, test it in America, and you get the idea.
The one.
Stop force feeding people. Okay?
The one thing when they're going through all these records, the one thing I laughed at and I thought was incredible, that they spent something like $15 or $20 million on condoms to Gaza.
Dude, you want to know how much they spending in San Francisco for surgeries?
Wait, but $15 million for condoms in Gaza, and
that was ripoff.
One, there's not enough people there and two, you know what they use the condoms for? They make little bombs. And
well, that's not funny.
It's not funny, but
man, that's crazy.
They made them to make bombs, and then they also found out that they were giving money to Hezbollah and all these organizations that America hates, because they asked the Treasury guy who resigned. He said he never, and I do mean ever, not make a payment. They found $250 billion to businesses that don't even exist. So where does that money go? If the
they don't exist no more.
Yeah.
They're probably, the climate.
He said that when a bill came to his desk, and this is pervasive in that office, they just stamped it. They didn't look. They didn't care. They never even thought about reading what it was. They just rubber stamped it and sent the money out. And they did this. This is the first year they've done this audit. So that means they've been doing this year after year after year after year.
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
that's trillions of dollars.
It's
going out for BS.
I understand that we need accountability, but I'm just telling you, I'm just going to be quiet. It's an umbrella for usage that influence. Let's just put it that way.
Well, there's no. So what?
But
so there's one thing. There's nothing wrong with the influence. I'm gonna be straight. I don't mind putting out American values out to the world. I'm okay with that. I think that's important, because the more you can get other cultures to have an American value, it keeps us safe. Putting Hollywood movies on TV, to their TV, putting out the film industry, putting out that stuff. That's important, because then people see us as friendly. They don't see us as the enemy. I'm okay with that. But there's these closed systems. China's a closed system. You can't they don't accept any U.S. None of that's coming through. Mm-hmm. Russia's a closed system. None of that's coming through Russia. Okay? So North Korea, none of that's going over there. And those are the places that's where we need it. All these, I don't care if Nepal has, why are we spending $15 million on Nepal's LGBT club? Nepal, I don't care about Nepal. Nepal don't care about me, and Nepal don't care about America. Why is $15 million of my taxes going to Nepal? No. I'm a no. And here's the deeper question I have for you, and I want you to answer this. all this money that they've been given for years and years and years on aid to Africa, Haiti, and all these countries. And Haiti is the worst I've ever seen it, and it's never gotten better. And they've spent, or supposedly spent, billions and billions and billions of dollars of aid to Haiti. Where did all that money go? Because it definitely didn't go to the Haitian people.
Just like Sudan. Yeah.
It definitely didn't go there.
No, it's a setup. It's all a setup. But hey, we got accountability, and I can't say anything bad about that. We got accountability. So we'll see what happens.
Wait till they get to the health industry, because they're going to every industry.
No, wait till good. No, I am happy they went after the schools, because we are
about that
last in the country, and you're talking about you want to be ahead of the AI will take over. Then what's going to happen to the population? And then that's why Crockett said that there's a lot of mediocre white men who are so afraid of people moving up, because if you look at it, and she made a good point. A lot of the past generations, the education of that middle class guy or low middle class guy, his schooling and his education was horrible, and that's why you ain't getting no jobs. You don't qualify.
Not only that, but it's very. So Trump wants to get rid of the Department of Education. Now, people are screaming like, "What is it for education?" They don't even know the history. The Department of Education is new in our lifetime. Carter's the one who started the Department of Education as a federal entity. It didn't exist before Carter. And Carter was president in 76, right? 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. Okay. So in our lifetime, when we were in junior high, there was no Department of Education. So people are acting like, oh my God, like it's something that's existed forever. It hasn't. And two, I think the states should be in charge of education. The federal government shouldn't be involved in it, and I'll tell you why. Because the federal government cookie cutters it all to everybody. People in West Palm Beach don't have the same educational needs as people in Mississippi. People in Crenshaw, LA, don't have the same needs of education as people in Beverly Hills. People in...
Well, they should.
They should, but they don't.
They should.
People in Pacific Heights don't have the same educational need as people in Hunters Point. So the state having the money, because all they're going to do is just take the money and give it to the states.
Well, remember we had lotteries. What happened to the school lottery?
So they're going to give the money to the states. Money. The states give the money to the cities, and then they administer it. You don't need. You know what the federal this educational thing is? This whole entity. It's just a jobs program. These are a bunch of people. They're not teachers. These are a bunch of people who sit around rooms, like 20,000 of them or 30,000 of them, and make decisions on what little Johnny's going to read and what little Johnny's going to learn for algebra.
Well, they should be fired because we're
so
last.
We don't need them. Yeah, because
what should be fired.
Wait,
we're close to last, the richest country in the world.
What's school about? It's result based.
It's result based,
and
they should be fired.
40 to 60% of fourth graders not reading at fourth grade level,
get rid of all.
And
of
they
them.
all should go. Why are we fighting for this Department of Education?
You win that argument too,
right? Why are you fighting for an entity that's a failure?
Straight black, you're on the roll.
So if they're a failure, let's get rid of them.
Let's get rid of them.
Right?
Let's get rid of them. Okay, because the next decade means that we're going to have another bunch of dummies. Okay?
All right? And you've already made
when
this.
When they dumb, what happens? They get mad, they get angry,
and then they go rob.
Hateful.
And they go rob and steal.
And you rob, steal, hateful.
And then you get a lot of hate. And then you get your Walmart. You get your Walmart and your Walgreens closed in your neighborhood. And then you're wondering why your elderly people can't get medications, but you were stealing from it. You didn't have no complaints about it then, but now when they want to close, you want to complain why they're leaving, but they're leaving because they can't make any money because you weren't out there stopping these people from robbing and stealing.
Yeah,
but now you want to have let's get a kumbaya. We need Safeway to stay. We need Walmart to stay. We need Walgreens to stay. But you didn't care when they were stealing from it because you were like, oh, they're a corporate. They can just make more money. They make a lot of money. Who cares if they steal, $400 worth of stuff? It's no big deal. It's equity. It's equity. But now you care because they're gone.
Well, the bottom
and
line,
little Johnny can't read.
look,
little Johnny can't read and he can't get a job at Safeway.
The Democrats, even under Obama, okay, all the way through, for some reason, how can you not make that a national emergency? Knowing your own people. And that's why you see Chicago.
This is the thing
that,
and I know you are anti-Trump, and I know I'm coming off as totally pro-Trump, and I don't care because I'm a action-based, results-based person. And all the things that this man is doing tells me that Biden didn't do enough. Because if the national average of fourth graders, if 60% of these kids can't read, that means you are a failure.
Or you want them to stay in that lower level.
And why would you want them to stay there?
So they can still rely on that check.
There it is. Because then you can rely on the Democratic Party to keep giving you money and food stamps and all that. Yeah. And that in itself
is a setup.
And so we've been lied to.
We've been hoodwinked.
We've been bamboozled. And I implore everybody out there, if you watch this show or if you see a segment of this show, wake up. Keep your eyes open. Don't believe everything you see and hear on this damn television. Get out and read and look at what these people are doing to your city, to your state, and to your country. And you should be mad as hell about it. And you should be happy that there's somebody out there going through line by line, getting rid of all the waste. And the question I would have for you is, why aren't they doing it in your city? Why aren't they doing it in your state? Because if they're got this waste at the federal level, you know damn well they got it in your state. You know damn well they got it in your city. And you should hold your politicians, local and state level, to some accountability on where's our money going. Why is California's rail been taking so long? Why has it been 10 years and they've only gone 2 football fields?
And where's that lottery money?
Where's all the lottery money for the educational system? Where'd that money go? Why is your city or your state last in education? Why can't little Johnny read? Why can't little Johnny do arithmetic?
In California, you're supposed to be for the people.
No matter where you live,
independent, bro.
You have to hold these people accountable. The time for all this rigmarole, all this talking is over. It's about action, and action is what it's about. Delivering for the American people and being accountable. And if they're not accountable, recall them and get them the hell out of there, because we are tired of this system and the system needs to be broken up.
What's up?
Good job, bro.
What's up?
In USAID, they focus on aid. They focus on thinking like it's humanitarian work. But aid is not actually in the name of USAID. USAID stands for the United States Agency for International Development. Not aid. It's not a charity. And international development is simply capacity building. It is local and regional capacity building done across the whole world, i.e. internationally. The primal id in USAID, international development, is about capacity building of assets that can be used by either the Pentagon, the State Department, or the CIA for their own activities. So if you're the Secretary of State and you were asked by the National Security Council or the President to do something in a different country, overthrow their government, stop the passage of a bill in a foreign country's legislature, how would you do that? And the first thing that I said is you would look at the assets that already exist in the country. Do we need new assets in addition to the ones that we currently have, or are the existing assets, can they achieve this simply by giving them enough money, giving them enough resources, giving them enough training, giving them enough support? One of the main ways that capacity building would be financed would be through USAID. USAID would say that it's doing something, funding a hospital system, funding universities, funding civil society organizations, funding media institutions, institutions, funding independent media in the region. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Independent media in the region on USAID payroll. And those institutions, those assets, would then be bigger and more powerful and more capable of serving the State Department's goal, aka advancing U.S. national interests. USAID has a bigger budget than the State Department, over $50 billion. It has a bigger budget than the CIA. The entire intelligence community only has about 72 billion. So that's the CIA plus the 16 others. And USAID has a bigger budget than the CIA and is almost the size of the entire intelligence community combined. That is how important USAID is to American statecraft. It is an intelligence community, a State Department, and a Pentagon assistance organization rolled into one. I just copied this from the USAID website. USAID carries out U.S. foreign policy, advances U.S. national interests by promoting broad-scale human progress. At the same time, it expands stable, free societies, creates markets and trade partners for the United States, and fosters goodwill abroad. The operative phrases here are carries out U.S. foreign policy. This is not charity work. This is not aid. This is cynical, self-serving purposes. And what is it seeking to do? Free societies, open societies. Why does USAID want other countries to be open societies? Because that's how you get the influence in. If a country is a closed society, they're closed off from USAID influence. We cannot capacity build our assets there. Closed societies box USAID out. China is a closed society. That is why we have not been able to topple the government of China, despite having tried for 100 years now almost. We have not been able to topple Putin from Russia. Why? Because Russia is a closed society. Like China, they kicked USAID out. It is not an open society. And so the USAID can't just take over their entire media ecosystem by funding 100 different media propaganda outlets in the region to sway hearts and minds. And remember, that's what this is. It's hearts and minds and cash. That's what soft power is. They call it hearts and minds work, but it's cash that does the moving of those hearts and minds, especially of the leaders of the movements.